Hey everybody, welcome to our Wednesday night Epic Empire call. I'm so excited about tonight's call because some of our coaches from our team will be sharing their golden nuggets from Super Saturday this past weekend, and hopefully all of you guys got to get out to your local Super Saturday and soak it all in and enjoy being surrounded by like-minded people who are excited and fun and who are also on their fitness journey just like you. So I will introduce those peeps in a minute, but let me go over some recognition. On the board for April, we have Sue Sollers at 2 points, Carla Perry at 4 points, Ray Peters at 2 points, Kelly Slaughter 2 points, Courtney King 4 points, Melanie Etheridge 4 points, Ren Young 4 points, Leanne Brown 4 points, Lauren Teets 6 points, congratulations Lauren, and CC leading the pack at 12 points. So I'm assuming there's also some people here who are not writing their names on here, right, Jade? Because I know you have points. And like I said earlier, I'm at -2. But I promise you, I'm going to get out. Like it will not happen. My Aunt Susie Q will buy a challenge pack if it has to be. It's going to happen. I think I've exhausted all my family members. We'll find a family member somewhere in that tree. But those are the people who are on the board. Y'all, I want to give your name, I want to shout your name out and give you recognition. So make sure you go in there and put your name on the Success Club board so I can shout out your name. Especially if you're a team leader, your coaches need to hear your name shouted out because they follow your lead. So they don't know that you have points unless it's on the board and I get to say your name out. So that is what we have going on with Success Club. Also, remember, if you hit Success Club, you get the really cool backpack. And it actually changed it. It's like gray, and it says Team Beachbody. It's super cute, which will be a lot of fun to carry around at Summit, with a little backpack on, walking around New Orleans. All right, speaking of Summit, we have our second annual Exploding the Empire competition. We did this last year, and it was amazing. I think some coaches signed, like 21 coaches. Rebecca Thompson ended up winning the grand prize, and look at where her business is, right? So her business has exploded. She pushed really hard, worked really hard, so did her team, and now she's one of our top coaches in Epic Empire. So let me explain a little bit about it. Before we go into the speakers, so you guys can hit the ground running when it starts on April 17th. So you guys have a head start to really like get your act together. And then don't be holding back and not signing coaches because you want to wait till April 17th. That would be shooting yourself in the foot. But it's 12 weeks, and our goal is to sign 200 new coaches in Epic Empire within those 12 weeks. And that's combined with everybody. So that's a lot of coaches that can contribute to that. How it's going to work is we're going to have weekly recognition based on your productivity. We will also have different ways of recognizing you based on tiers. So I'm trying to pull the image up. Here we go. So the bronze level is 5 coaches within those 12 weeks. So you sign 5 coaches, you hit the bronze tier, the prize for the bronze tier, and that is a custom workout tank. It's going to be super cute. It was super cute last year. Everybody who signs 5 coaches between April 17th and July, I mean, that's a long flipping time, July 9th. I mean, I sign 5 coaches a month. Come on, y'all. You got 12 weeks to sign 5 coaches. You totally do this. You can do it. Especially this time of year. This is like this is prime time for Beachbody from now until August. So definitely make sure you're not sitting back and like snoozing because this is go time. 5 coaches, you get the workout tank. Now, the next tier is the silver tier, and we're going to be doing a ton of recognition, a ton of your photos posted all over the place. But the next tier is silver, and that is 10 coaches in that 12-week time span. If you sign 10 coaches, you get a mastermind call with me and 2 of your coaches. So we will sit down and we will like map out and answer questions and come up with challenge group ideas and explain everything they need to know to really hit the ground running and help you lead them like getting started, right? Whatever you want to do with your mastermind call is what we'll do. So it'll be 3 of us, you and 2 of your coaches will have a specialized one-on-one time with me. And so even if you're not my personally sponsored, we will have that time together. And then the gold prize, their gold tier, is 15 coaches. We had 2 coaches, I think, hit it last year, Erin McMillan and Rebecca Thompson. And that is 15 coaches. You have 12 weeks to sign 15 coaches. And that tier got a swag bag. What the swag bag is, typically, it's about $200 value. It's usually some of my favorite things. You know, like Oprah. Oh, these are my favorite things. Oprah. I'm not going to give you a car, but it's kind of that vibe, right? You get a car. You get a car. No, it's more like you get a what was it? Urban Decay palette. That's like a $60 palette. It's a nice. That was one of the things they got. They got like little stationary things. Okay. Is there any dudes on the cross? So my favorite sports bra, these like Reebok crisscross sports bra, that's going to be in there for sure because that's like my new thing. So it's typically like this little bag of like some of my favorite things. Typically makeup, sports bras. If you're a dude, I'll let Josh pick it out. But that is the gold prize, and it's going to be an amazing bundle of awesome, fun things that I love. And then the top earner, so obviously they've got to hit the gold level, right? And they have to be attending Summit. You will go, this is huge, 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 huge. You will go with me to my elite party in New Orleans. And some of you guys are like, okay, yay, what elite party, right? All the celebrity trainers are there. Like you're hanging out with Tony Horton, Chalene Johnson, Autumn Calabrese, the new guy, Chris Downings, Brazilian butt lift guy, I guess, will be there too, apparently. But they will all be there. So the nice thing about that is you get all of your photo ops. Like you don't have to qualify for a photo op, which you should anyway, so you probably will if you got 15 coaches. But you don't have to qualify for 1 photo op or 2 photo ops. You're going to get all pictures with all of these people. I mean, Rebecca was like taking videos with them last year. She utilized them whenever their new programs, like Joel and Jericho, came out with Tour de Force, and Rebecca already had a picture with Joel and Jericho. So when Chris Downing's program comes out, you got a selfie with them. You're good. You can plug it in and be like, hey, I've been hanging out with them. It's great. You should come by this program. No, but really, the elite party is where it's at. All the people that you follow on Facebook, these top coaches, they're walking around. Melanie Mitro, not that we're, superstars or anything, but it's kind of cool to meet these people face to face since you've been following them for so long and you have mad respect for their work ethic and their business. So it's typically a nice, swanky cocktail party. You put on a cocktail dress. We hang out with the celebrity trainers and all the top coaches. That will be the gold Summit earner, and it will only be 1. And we do have a tiebreaker rule. Nicola's got that somewhere in the fine print. So if there is a tie, we have I think it was top Success Club points or something. I can't remember.
Top Success Club points.
Okay, so we add up all your Success Club points for that period of time, and whoever has the most Success Club points will be the tiebreaker. All right, so I hope does anybody have any questions about Explode the Empire? Like, this is huge. I put a lot of time and money into this, so I hope you guys, and Nicola puts a lot of time into it in terms of the recognition and making sure that you are getting mad shout-outs for your hard work and letting your team see that you're working really hard and you're building your own tribe. So we're super pumped. Does anybody have any questions about that before we move forward?
Can I just say something really quick?
Yes.
Okay, just so everybody understands, I will check the back office once a day. So if the next day, I'll usually check it at the end of the day. So if your name doesn't show up or a number, just bear with me. It'll show up the next day, but I'm checking 1 time a day. If not, I'll be checking all day. So just throw that out there for you.
Yeah, so give her patience because it's funny. Last time we're like, I signed a coach. Why is my name on there? Like, you'll be on there tomorrow. Chill out. But we do a ton of fun recognition. So, and Nicola will be managing all of that. Bless her heart. She's amazing. All right. That is Explode the Empire, and I'm super pumped. I think it's going to be a fun, fun time. We are headed off to the Dominican Republic. You can see I've been getting a little bit of a tan lately, trying not to get completely fried and maybe hide some cellulite with my tan. But we will be heading off to Dominican Republic in about, 14 days? There's like 20 of us going from our team. It's going to be amazing, and I hope to see a lot of you guys in Mexico next year. All right, so moving on with our call, I asked a select group of coaches who attended Super Saturdays. Most of them were here in DC because a lot of our coaches are here in DC. But I also have one that attended the Tampa Super Saturday who had Bonnie Engel, Lindsay Matway, Lindsay Stay, and Carl Eichler were there. So the people that are going to be sharing tonight are some awesome leaders on all levels of their business. Some are, shooting out the gate. Some have been around for a while. So I wanted to introduce them. We have Lauren Tietz, who is from Orlando, Florida. She attended the Super Saturday with Carl Eichler and Bonnie Engel, Lindsay Stay, and Lindsay Matway. Lauren is an Emerald coach who is pushing for Diamond here soon. She has been rocking this business for a while now, and I am so excited to have her on this call. We also have Jade. Jade, is it Root? I always see like the hyphenated, I'm not sure which one's the last name.
Whichever one you want. It's fine.
We have the gorgeous Jade. She is a Diamond coach. She's here in the Washington, D.C. area, and she attended the DC Super Saturday. We also have Ray Peters, who is also in the DC market and are you Emerald yet, Ray? Are you? Nope. Yep. I can't tell. She's not my personally sponsored. Like, I know I'm a personally sponsored peep, so I'm still learning. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, one of mine went inactive, so we're working on it.
You're working on it. Well, Ray and Brent work their business together, so it's kind of sticky when you got two spouses working because you're like, wait, I want this coach. No, I want that coach. You're like, who are we going to build first? But Ray and Brent have been phenomenal, a part of Epic Empire, so I'm so thankful for her and what she's going to be sharing tonight. And then we have Sarah Stamper, who is also one of our Diamond leaders on our team, and she attended the DC Super Saturday and is going to share her wisdom that she learned from the Super Saturdays. So I'm going to start out with the one that I think feels most comfortable talking in front of people. They're all like, huh? None of us, because they all like message, not all of them, most of them messaged me and they're like, Jay, I'm going to vomit. Like, really? I can't believe you're making me talk. Guess what? My first team call, I felt like I was going to vomit. So we got to get ourselves out there, at least the four of you guys doing it together. We all are excited just to hear the information, okay? So relax. It's okay. Have a sip of wine. You'll be fine. We're going to start with Jade. So Jade, go ahead and you got the floor, girlfriend.
Awesome. Dang it. Okay. All right. So I attended this Super Saturday hosted by the DC Regional Leadership Council. And I have my notes here, guys, because I'm like pushing 7 months pregnant. And like the pregnancy brain is real. Like it's so real. And I will like forget my own name. So I have my notes here so I don't miss anything and I don't waste too much time. So we had Coach Rosa Friesen come and speak to us at Super Saturday. She is an 8-star Diamond coach, 3-time elite, including Elite 10 for 2016. And she's been a coach since October 1st, 2012, and an SC legend. So I chose this woman because I just think she's phenomenal. Her backstory, I felt myself really relating to what she had to share with us on Saturday. So I thought it would be something great for you guys to hear if you didn't get a chance to attend Super Saturday. So she focused on this concept of being in a rat race. And I think many of us on this phone call tonight can actually relate to the rat race. And how she described it was in her profession before she came on as a Beachbody coach, her focus was always, she always had these goals set. So if I achieve this title at my job, then I'll be happy and I'll feel successful. But then once she got there, she still wasn't happy. She still didn't feel successful. She still needed more. So then she would set a new goal. If I can get these 6 figures, then I'll be happy and I'll feel successful. And her list kind of went on and on. And she said that she found herself that she took this rat race mentality with her everywhere she went. And her exact quote, because it really resonated with me, was, I was always on for a long time. It had seemed to me that life was about to begin, but there was always something in the way. There was time to be served, a debt to be paid, and obstacles had become my life. When she said that, I literally got chills like up my back, because that's how I feel. I feel that like there's always some obstacle that I have to overcome before I can actually feel successful or feel like I've achieved something and feel happy and content with myself. So a little bit about my background, I'll make it quick, but just so you can also understand why those words resonate with me. I'm a product of dual military parents. So both my parents are retired colonels in the United States Army. And so growing up, I feel like they had really high standards for me. And the way my family was, our house could be on fire, but when we step outside the house, we have smiles on our face, and we look like what you would think the epitome of success is, even though we are pulling our hair out in the inside of our house. I came home in 7th grade, and I knew in 7th grade that I wanted to attend the West Point, the United States Military Academy. And from 7th grade all the way through high school, every single thing I did was with intent to get to West Point. And I ended up getting accepted, and I ended up graduating, commissioning as an officer. And when I came out as an officer, I also had set titles and positions I wanted to fill, from first lieutenant, from captain to major. Like, I wanted to excel through the ranks quickly. And I ended up achieving all of those titles and all of those positions, but I still wasn't content. When I was 26 years old, I got informed that I was gonna go on my first deployment to Afghanistan. And I picked up the phone, and the first thing I said to my mom was, I'm so gonna be off target. I said by 28, I wanted to be married and I wanna have 2 kids. How am I ever gonna meet a husband in Afghanistan? Like, this sucks. Like, I'm totally thrown off track here. So like, this is my mindset, guys. So I get to Afghanistan and I meet a guy, and we date for a year in Afghanistan. And when we redeployed a month later, he proposed to me. 3 months later, we got married. And then 3 months after that, I found I was pregnant with my little girl, Jayla. And then when she was 4 months old, I found I was pregnant with my son, Jason. So by the age of 28, I did it all that I wanted to do. I did all the titles at my job. I excelled through the ranks. I was married. I had my 2 kids, but it also ended a year later in a divorce. And I found myself a single parent, and I had achieved all these things, but I still wasn't happy. So that was really hard for me, because here I am at 33 years old, and I essentially had spent the last 10 years of my life, and it just passed me by because I was in this rat race, trying to achieve like some definition of success, whatever that freaking means. What does success actually mean? So what I found was, fast forward to this year, Jatana found me as a coach, or she onboarded me as a coach in January. And what I found was I took that rat race with me right into this business. So many of you who know my story are probably saying, well, it doesn't seem bad to me because she made Diamond Coach in 6 to 7 weeks and with her business, so I want that. The truth of the matter is, though, guys, is that it's been a very stressful time for me, like very mentally taxing, exhausting, and I feel like through that time, I let some of the fun just pass me right by. And I realized that the approach that I took to get here to Diamond so quickly is not an approach that is sustainable, and it's not one that gives me the business that I want for myself, which is one that lasts for a lifetime. So at Super Saturday, it really forced me to change my definition of success. And Rosa Friesen challenged us. She asked us, what if you define success as putting people first, or operating with integrity on a daily basis in your business? And when she asked us that question, I thought to myself, well, I'd be a hell of a lot less stressed. I'd be a lot happier, and I'd be enjoying this journey a lot more than what I am just focusing on trying to get to the next level and trying to get that challenge pack and trying to get Success Club. So I had to change my definition of success. And what I realized was that I did want a business that's going to last for a lifetime, and that adds life to my time, not time to my life. And that is something that she said, so I'll say it again. Do you want something that adds life to your time, not time to your life? Because my profession right now as a military officer, I sometimes come home and I get out of my uniform and throw out my boots and I look at my husband and we literally say these words to each other sometimes. We say, there's got to be more to life than work, 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 paying bills, and then you die. And I know that sounds morbid, but it's the truth. And it's how I feel that if I continue to define success the way I was in this business, then I'm going to feel that same way about Beachbody as a coach, and that's not what I want to feel. I feel passionate about what we're doing here, so I needed to shift my definition of success. So in order to do that, I had to look at, I had to change the way I was looking at everything. So at the end of the day, the $50 that we're making off of an all-access challenge pack, or even the 2 Success Club points that we look at in our back office and we celebrate over, we have to remind ourselves that it's not just dollars and they're not just Success Club points, that those are people. And not only are they people, but they're people that have entrusted us as coaches, that we have a responsibility to come through with whatever it is that we're promising them as a coach. So this month, I'm at Success Club 6, and it's been a little bit of a slower month. But I do have full confidence that it's going to pick up, because what I did was I became so exhausted. So I decided to shift how I look at Success Club and how I look at my people. And I wanted to pour more over my coaches, over my customers, and then also over my potential customers, like building a sincere relationship with them, so that in time, I believe that they will turn into a challenge pack or a Success Club. But if I remind myself that I'm here for the people, then it's not going to be as taxing for me, and it's also going to be more sincere for them, and then in turn into retaining the customers that I have and my coaches that have entrusted me in this journey. So I do believe that by pouring over my coaches and my challengers and operating with integrity on a daily basis, that my Success Club points and my challenge pack sales will naturally flow. So I guess my challenge to you guys is to ask yourself, like, what is your definition of success in this business? And is it contributing to your ability to build a business that lasts a lifetime and that adds life to your time and not time to your life? That's all I have.
Ooh, that was amazing. Did you guys get that? That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Jade. And I love what you said about the Success Club and people. That is what drives me. When I said earlier, I'm at -2 and I push towards Success Club, I'm like, I'm not helping anyone this month.
Yeah.
That's what the number reflects me. I'm not doing my job. I'm not helping anyone. I need to go find those 3 people that are going to, and I don't care if it's just 3 people in the challenge group with Taryn and I. Like, I don't care. That's 3 new people that I am going to help change and give them a pattern of success that they didn't have before in their life. Yeah. So I love that. And one of the things, I've talked with Jade a lot. We've gone back and forth between the different things that she's battled with this, instant success in this business. And you have to, and I can't say it enough, because it's not something that I even get myself, but you have to make sure you stick with what brings you joy with being a coach. Because yes, there will be, like, anything worth fighting for is going to be hard, right? I posted a video in Epic today about choose your hard. Like, being broke and working a 9-to-5 that you hate is hard. Sending out invites and inviting people to coaching is hard. Which one do you want? You decide. And so, but at the same time, you have to remember why you love this. What brings you joy? So that whenever those hard times come, or whenever things seem difficult or frustrating, or you feel incompetent or whatever it is, you remember the things that brings you joy. And so you got to keep reminding yourself of that and staying focused on that side of the business, and not the chasing of the shiny objects. Now, have goals. I mean, I'm a goal setter. Like, I set goals for myself and I want to crush them, and that brings me joy. It brings me joy, but I got to know that on that journey of chasing that shiny object, that my joy could get squashed because I might not achieve it. It's a weird, this business, like, changes you in so many ways. It challenges you in so many ways that no other job besides parenting really does. Parenting will definitely challenge you in all of those ways as well. But thank you, Jade, for sharing. I hope you guys wrote some of those amazing quotes down. So next up is Sarah and Hugh Stanford. See your name on your screen.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Okay, so for those of you, I don't actually recognize like a ton of people on this call, so it's kind of good. My name is Sarah Stamper, and I am a diamond coach for Beachbody. I am not directly under Jatana. I'm actually under my sister who's under Jatana, and I attended the DC Super Saturday. And so I feel like Super Saturday always comes for me like when I really, really need it, or just like when I really need something to remind me why I'm doing this. Besides something else, but why I'm really doing this, Super Saturday or the Christmas party at Jatana's house, or Jatana and I went line dancing a few weeks ago, and it just came at the right moment where I needed to hear some things, and I needed to be reminded as to why I'm doing this. So this was my 7th Super Saturday that I have attended. I've been a coach now for a little bit over 2 years. And in those 2 years, I've lost 95 pounds. And so that's my like biggest why I do this, because I can't imagine being and feeling the way that I was before, because I was depressed. I was miserable. It was horrible. And, but I'm also a teacher, and I teach special education, and I'll counter that what you said before, Jatana, about not understanding how anything is, because as a special education teacher, I feel like a parent every day. I have 6 toddlers every day, but their size is like 12-year-olds. It's crazy. So, this business has been up and down for me consistently, because I will consistently put my fitness journey before anything else, because for me this is a lot about health, because I was very, very sick before I started this journey, and now I am so healthy, not as far as just like my body goes. My doctor tells me I'm in perfect health right now, and every time I go in, she's always commenting on, oh my gosh, you're losing weight, and she actually got a sample of Shakeology from me, so we'll see how that goes. But she is always commenting on that. But my mental health has just completely changed. And whenever I go to Super Saturday, I feel like it's just kind of revamped for me some, because I outrightly said I struggle a lot with depression. No matter what time of the year it is. In the winter, it's definitely worse. But I just struggle with it a lot, and I have a lot of anxiety just from being a teacher, and I'm in graduate school. I'm a newlywed, and just trying to run this business and trying to have friends and be part of my family, because I live very close to my family. It's stressful, and everybody has those excuses. And so this is what I took from Super Saturday. So Ruth, I can't remember her last name. She was so gorgeous. I just thought she was so pretty. And then Rosa, they both, so Ruth was talking about living your why every day, and Rosa was talking about staying out of the rat race, but she definitely was talking about her hustle too. Now, she worked so hard so that this year, when she's having a lot of family issues, she can take that break that she needs. And I want to get to that point, because, my husband and I, we don't have children yet. We're planning really big steps for our life in the near future. And I want to be able to experience those things and experience these steps of life like I haven't been able to experience things. And this summer, I'm not going to be able to experience things the way I wanted to experience things, because I'm going to have to work. I'm going to have to work really hard this summer to get to where I want to be, so that next year I can be to where I want to be, because I kind of gave up because I didn't hustle and I didn't live my why every single day. And that was the biggest thing that I took away. I have my notes posted over here, so if I'm looking over here, sorry guys. But so there's so many different ways to run this business. So many different ways. There's so many different styles. There's Jatana's style. There's Danielle Natoni style. There's Lindsay Matway. There's Melanie Mitro. There's Rosa. There's Ruth. There's, Sue. There's Jade's. Everybody has their own way and their own style. And I think the biggest thing that we need to do as coaches is define what your style is. And you can't take that style from someone else, because trust me, I've tried and it doesn't work. You can't take what other people do and put your name on it and think that it's going to work. And you may think and tell yourself that you're not doing it because, oh, you changed the words around a little bit. I used a different filter. I'm using different font. It says just a little bit different. My emojis are different. You're saying the same thing as other people. And I'm not saying don't take inspiration from other people, because I definitely do that. But you have to figure out who you are in this business, what your why is. And you have to live that way every single day, which is my biggest problem, is I'll live that way like Wednesday through Saturday, and then Sunday through Tuesday I get crazy and busy because those are my busiest days, and I don't live that why, and I don't live who I really want to be every day. I don't do my makeup, which I'm obsessed with makeup and doing my makeup. I'm obsessed with spending time with my husband, and on those days I don't get to spend as much time with my husband. I love to listen to my personal development on my way to grad school on Mondays and Tuesdays, and I think that's the only thing that makes me remember that, oh, I do need to put lip gloss on before I go into grad school really quick. Not that I care what my grad school friends think of me, but it just makes you have that little bit of extra confidence. And if you don't have your master's degree, have never been to college class, it's a lot of talking. Lots and lots of talking and discussion. So to feel confident in yourself just by putting a little bit of lip gloss on before I walk in, I mean, just listening to that personal development and reminding myself about Beachbody puts me oh, I need to live this every single day. And be just Super Saturday really, really, it just hit me hard that you need to find your way. You got to figure out how you're going to make it work for yourself. You got to make your style work, and then you have to make it happen. There's no shortcuts, because again, it's my 7th Super Saturday. I went to the Summit last year. I'm going to Summit this year. I've been to 2 other DC Beachbody trainings. I've had countless conversations with Jachana. I watch countless podcasts, and everybody says the same thing. You have to do your vital behaviors. You have to listen to what your coach is telling you to do. And you have to be yourself, and you have to be yourself 100%. And just that's the only way you're going to live your life and live a full life, because Beachbody we're there for what? We are there to help people live fulfilling and happy lives. But you're one of those people too, because you were Jachana's challenger, you were my challenger, you were Nicole's challenger, you were Ray's challenger. You're one of those people who needs to live a full and fulfilled and happy life. And if you're searching for this, you're obviously not 100% fulfilled and 100% happy yet. And if you want to live your life 100% fulfilled and 100% happy, you're going to have to push yourself, and you're going to have to be yourself, and you're going to have to help others, because that's the only way to get there. And these people have proven it. And you see people who were teachers. There are teachers on our team, people who are former teachers on our team, and we don't make any money. And to go from that to being able to build your own home with a pool is amazing, because you helped people live fulfilling and happy lives, and you're going and living a fulfilling and happy life, if that's fulfilling and happy to you. Those types of things aren't always fulfilling and happy to people, I understand. But really think in your life, are you happy with where you're at 100%? Which I know a lot of people are like, well, yeah, I am really happy. I have a great family, I have a home, I have food. But then why are you here? You're here because you're looking for that happiness from helping people, which it brings you happiness. So there's your happiness you're trying to find. And I'm kind of going off topic, but it's just kind of, I don't know. I'm looking at my notes, and, if you just have to be you, and if you don't want to be who you are right now, you have to make yourself the person that you want to be, and the person that you know is going to help people. And the only way to do that is by inviting people to the challenge groups and talking to people about that, by doing your workout every day and drinking your shake every day, because if you don't do that, you're not going to feel good about yourself at all, I promise. You need to recognize people around you, whether it be Beachbody related or not, because I've put that recognition into just people at my job, because I'm the only special education teacher at my job, so I work by myself 100% all day, and I stay in my cave all day with 6 children, and it's crazy. And whenever I see an adult, I just try to, praise them for something I've seen them do. Like, your kids were walking really nicely in the hallway today. And the fact that I said that to them, like, they leave me Diet Cokes at my door. It's awesome. And so, recognizing people for little stuff like that is so great. And doing those 3 things, inviting, doing your workouts and your shakes, and recognizing, are so important. But if you're not doing your personal development, which I could tell that Rosa and Ruth have done some deep personal development, you're not going to be able to live that fulfilling and happy life. And I was doing so well between February and March because I was listening to this amazing book on my Audible for my personal development, and then it ended. And I just picked another book that it recommended. Didn't really look at what it was about. It's total sucker. I do not like it. And so I went back and I'm listening to that book I was listening to again, because this happens with anybody. When you read something, if you read it again, you're going to get something new out of it every single time. And so I'm listening to it again, and I messaged Jatana today. I was laying in bed feeling absolutely sorry for myself because I've got personal issues going on, and I was just like, you know what, gosh, this sucks. I'm not having anybody talk to me about Beachbody. I've messaged people, no one's talking to me. What the heck? But you know what? I was laying there, and my dog started licking me. I was trying to take a nap, and I was like, WWJD, what would Jatana do? And I printed out that dang tracker, and I started filling it out, and I know that I'm going, yeah, exactly. That's what I did. I was like, oh my gosh, let me just print out this dang tracker, because I just hooked my printer up. And you know what? I know tomorrow I'm going to kill it, because I'm going to live this way every single day from now on. I printed out enough trackers for 5 weeks. I'm living this for the rest of my life, because if I want to live the dreams that my husband and I have, then I have to. So what would Jesus do? I know that's what I thought Jatana was thinking when I was messaging her. You just have to live this way every day, guys. And sorry, I talked for longer than I was supposed to. I always do.
That was amazing. And yes, Jesus is probably a lot better than Jatana. Definitely a lot better. But
I don't know. You guys both like wine.
Oh my goodness. No, I mean, in terms of the business, I totally get it. And I think the same thing, except for mine's WWMD. What would Melanie do? Because she's a beast. She is the most consistent, methodical, scheduled coach I could ever follow. And I think, what would she be doing right now? If she was in this situation, what would she, pick herself up and do? And so, you got to have those people that you look to for inspiration. So thank you so much, Sarah. And I love one of the things you said. You have to, you have a goal of where you want to be and who you want to be 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. Everybody has that. If you don't, you need to stop and think about that, because the person that you want to be 5 years from now, and who you want to be personally, what you want to be financially, where you want to be in your marriage, how you want to be as a mom, where you want to live, all of those things that you want to be from 5 years from now, and all the things that it takes to get there, you have to do the behaviors now. That's the only way you're going to get there. Your behaviors now, if they don't have the trajectory to get you to your goal, then you might want to change the behavior. So if you're somebody like Sarah just said, and you're not doing the business activity tracker yet, she wants to be able to fulfill a dream for her and her husband, then she might want to print out the dang tracker and do it every day, because those little actions are going to be what gets her to her goals. And by the way, Sarah, Sunday through Tuesday are my busiest Beachbody days, and Wednesday through Saturday are my dead. I'm literally off Beachbody work. You're muted. I know, and for you, so you guys know, Sunday through Tuesday is high traffic Beachbody time.
only grad school for like 3 more weeks, and then I can have it through the week. It'll be
There
great.
you go. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing. And she has a crazy, amazing transformation story. I met this girl before she joined in with us with Beachbody. I think she was kind of dabbling, like maybe doing the workouts here and there when I first met her. And she was 95 pounds heavier. And she was sad and you could see her carrying it on her. And here her sister is losing all this weight and really starting to like come into her own skin and feel confident again in who she is. And then you see Sarah, who's younger than Alex, right? Who's struggling. And it's so beautiful to see Sarah now healthy, vibrant, still has her own struggles, but just looks amazing. So thank you, Sarah, for sharing. I'm proud of you. All right, next up is Lauren. And then we'll finish off with Ray. So Lauren, you attended the Orlando Super Saturday. So this is a whole different Super Saturday.
So I live in Orlando, but I went to the Tampa one with Kelsey, and mainly because there was no speakers coming to the Orlando one, and then we got like the money pot at the Tampa one. So we had Lindsay Stay, Lindsay Matway, Bonnie Engel, and Carl Deichler. And so I have a lot of information. I'll try not to ramble too much, but the theme for the Super Saturday was writing your comeback story. So Lindsay Stay came out first, and she just did a quick little thing talking about ego and how your excuses and your ego will ultimately be the biggest inhibitor to your success in this business. But she also said that ego isn't necessarily what most people think of when they're talking about ego. So this can be sarcasm, people pleasing, comparing yourself to someone else's success, not being open to learning new ways of doing things, right? And that she listed like a ton of things, but there was something like, for me, I know I compare myself to people a lot. Like Jade mentioned, like, how did she go diamond in 6 weeks, right? But that doesn't mean it's perfect. We all are going to get there in our own time. And so we kind of had to like profess what we were going to give up. So for me, I'm going to work on not comparing myself. I tend to be sarcastic to just brush things off because I don't like to face things head on. Sometimes it's difficult. This is a totally different type of business for me. Like Sarah, I'm also a teacher, and this is totally different. I mean, even interacting with adults on a daily basis is different for me because I teach little ones too. So that was interesting just because when I think of ego, I think of like, I don't know, big personality, boasting, things like that, but it's not necessarily like that. So then Lindsay Matway came on, and she asked, are you going to be the victim or the victor in this business? You have to choose if you're going to let all your insecurities, all your excuses, all those types of things get the best of you, or are you going to persevere? So she asked us to think about who we admire most in this business. And do we admire them because of their lack of flaws and their, perfection, or do we admire them because they're constantly overcoming whatever is thrown at them? And they always are coming out on the other side of it. And most of the time it's going to be the latter, because it's the pushing through and then saying, well, she can do it and she's dealing with XYZ, then I should be able to do it too. And so when we came into Super Saturday, everyone was asked to pick up a sunflower seed out of a bucket. And so Kelsey and I are like carrying these things around going like, what the heck are these for? So Lindsay said, we are the seed and Beachbody is the vehicle. And just like any type of seed, you have to water it and nourish it and feed it and in order for it to grow. And if you don't do those things, then your flower will die or it won't live as great of a life, right? And so you are the seed and you have to do all of the same things you would do for a flower for yourself. So she asked us, are you going to be like a sunflower, strong in its roots, bright, beautiful, growing tall, or are you going to be a dandelion where it's one puff and you're just gone? You're gone with the wind because you didn't take the time to form those roots. but you are worth planting, and you are worth, prospering where you've been planted. We're all here for a reason. We all encountered each other for a reason, right? And so taking those experiences and just being relatable with other people. So that's when Bonnie Engel came on, and she's amazing. And she talked about sharing versus telling. So she said to go to your Facebook and read, what are you posting? If you're posting, just finished Dirty 30, nobody knows what that means. Like, unless they're already in Beachbody and they're doing the 21-day fix, like, they don't know what Dirty 30 is. Are you talking about why you worked out, what it does for you, why you drink this crazy shake that costs $100 a month? Like, why do you do these things? You have to be telling a story when you're posting on any social media outlet, because people don't understand, like, new vegan flavors, okay, or like they don't get it. So she said, instead of being a salesman, you need to be a sharesman. Okay. And so it's not about being extraordinary, but it's about being relatable. So she gave 3 examples. So she talked about Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and Lady Gaga. So Beyonce, she said one of her most viral moments was when she announced she was pregnant. Not on stage at just pregnant, like any other woman, right? Taylor Swift, her biggest viral moment was when she announced that she was going to take time off of music to take care of her mom who had cancer. And then Lady Gaga with a belly roll at the Super Bowl. Like, things that people can relate to is when they've had their most viral moments. So it doesn't have to be perfection all the time on your page, because that's not how life is. We all have messy moments. Like, sometimes when I post, like, I had a hard day today and my kids are crazy, so-and-so's throwing things, and, and then that's when I'm getting the most traction, because people are like, dang, I had a hard day too. It's just been one of those days. It's like every picture with a perfect filter and perfect words, and, that's not realistic, right? People buy you. That was Carl's big thing that he talked about. They don't really care about Beachbody. They're buying it because they trust you, and they are buying you for $160, hoping that what you have to offer is going to work. And so he said that last year, 67% of people who bought a gym membership never went. That's a lot of people that we could be reaching that either, are signing up for the gym because that's what they're supposed to do, but then are afraid to go. I mean, that was me. I spent $400 in a year on a gym membership and could probably count on one hand how many times I went, because I had no idea what I was doing, right? It's just, they're buying you. And that's really important. A lot of the market that you're attracting are people that are probably very similar to you, but in a relatable way. Like, I was just telling my boyfriend, like, I didn't follow Jatana because she was a Beachbody coach. I love, like, interior decorating and crafting, and she was designing her office, and I was, like, checking back, like, what color rug did she pick, and what's she gonna do? And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a second, she also works out, and I need to lose 30 pounds. Like, perfect. I had nothing to do with Beachbody at all. And so sometimes that's where your best connections come out of, are things that have nothing to do with Beachbody. But Bonnie Engel gave like 6 main tips that she uses for being a sharesman. I can post them in the group, but I'll go through them really quick. But obviously, number 1 is the vital behaviors. And then she says every time she posts or needs to find coaches or whatever she's doing, she asks herself these questions. So she says, what are the things about you that are ordinary, relatable, and comforting to people? So kind of going off of Nikki's thing about Instagram, like, what are your 5 things that define you? So I am a Beachbody coach, but I'm also a girlfriend and a daughter and a teacher, and I like to craft. And there's other things, you're not 100% fitness all the time, right? Like, Jatana always posts about her boys and her husband and makeup and shopping and all of that fun stuff. Then she says, what questions did you have about Beachbody before you joined? I think I asked Jatana questions for like 4 months before I finally said, okay, sure, we'll try this thing, because the number 4, what's confusing about what we have to offer? a lot. My coaches are like, I don't understand like what emerald even is. You know, it's like a whole new lingo that we're trying to figure out. And from the outside, we're like, well, duh, you should totally sign up to be a coach. But they don't understand why. Number 5, what questions or problems in your life were you hoping to fix before you joined? So all of us, it could have been financial, it could have been for community, it could have been for anything, you know, but we all have a reason why, probably more than one reason why we decided to become a coach other than fitness. And then what qualities in a coach or challenger are you hoping to attract? So kind of like the idea of the avatar, like what you're putting out, you know, you want to be posting to that person who would be your ideal coach or your ideal challenger. And that's who you're trying to, that's who you're posting to. There needs to be a why behind every post, behind anything that you put out. There needs to be a why. And if you're just throwing things up there, that's really obvious too. You know, you want to put thought behind. This is what she was referring to as the new school marketing, and how, you know, it's all like attraction marketing, and you are going to get back what you put out. Shalene, there was a little snippet about her old PIO infomercial was like in this, you know, studio with all these lights, and they had these fancy outfits on, and they just redid the whole thing to like her shooting videos with her iPhone with her dog in her room, you know, showing people how to do PIO. And the PIO sales increased when she changed the infomercial to just her being her. And it's the same thing for all of us. So I'm just reading over to make sure I didn't miss anything, but you know, you are worth planting, and you are worth, you know, blooming into this beautiful flower. Just like Jatana said, like you have to choose your heart. Like for me, I love, you know, my kids, but I don't like teaching is not what I want to do forever. Right. Like I'm still teaching. I'm teaching my challengers. I'm teaching my coaches. It's just a different platform. And for me, that's more fulfilling. So that's my hard right now. Like I have to push through. I'm still working full time, but I make Beachbody a priority because the small things over time are going to compound into something much larger and greater for me. So you just kind of have to keep your eye on the prize even when it gets hard, and push through just like that person that you admire does. You know, strive to just be a little bit better than you were the day before. So that's all I got.
That's all? Oh my gosh. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Laura. I hope you guys, I have this like tiny little notepad that Kelly bought me a long time ago, but I hope you guys wrote down those questions that she said. I think there was 5 of them. What about you that is, what is it about you that's ordinary? What questions did you have before Beachbody? What is it that we have to offer? What things were you hoping to get fixed before you joined? Sorry, I'm trying to read my sloppy hand. And what qualities do you want to attract? That's fantastic. So funny. I've actually been struggling probably and Nicola's like messaging me like, are you okay? Like, are you gonna fire me? Like, what's going on, Shanna? No, but I've just been really struggling with like saying the same thing all the time. And I still attract new people and it's good, but I'm struggling with posting with purpose. And if you look at my wall, it's bad. Like my wall is not a good example, right? Like I'm sharing stuff from 4 years ago. I'm like, I don't know what to say anymore. But thank you, Lauren, because I think even tonight, like I had my husband take a cute picture of me staring at the screen, and then I have a picture of me flexing for a workout. So I was like, maybe I'll post about how I went for my workout up to my team call. My audience doesn't care about that. Like that's not relatable. That's not ordinary. That does not connect with them. Maybe it might inspire them. I don't know. But like even right now, I'm struggling like, what am I going to post tonight? I don't know. Maybe, thank you for turning my brain on that because that was huge. And the other thing that hit me with what you said was the comparison. Doggone it. If that has not been the like evil in this business for me since day one, it is the hardest thing, and I can't preach it enough, and I still battle with it. If it's something that you've battled with, you've got like, and if you're new and you're like, I don't even know what you mean by comparison, like I'm just here the first team call. Karen's like all crazy, but put the blinders on. And there are times when I do really good, and I put my blinders on. The other day was really bad. I got on Bonnie Ingles' page, I got on Melanie's page, and I started scrolling, and I'm like, why am I even posted on my Light? If you go to my Light page, I did a nice long post about like, why do I sit here and compare myself to these people? Why am I not 15-star? Why am I not making $700,000 a year like Bonnie Ingle, and she started after me? Like, why am I not? And it's like, Jana, because you're not them. You're not in their situation. You don't have the same circle of influence. You don't have the same background. Like, everybody's circumstances are different. So stop comparing yourself. God has you exactly where you're supposed to be, with a team exactly the people in your life that you're supposed to have. If there are things that you need to work on them. But don't compare yourself to other people. And that's been a struggle of mine. And I know as women, it's typically a struggle of ours in all aspects of our life, and motherhood, and being a wife, and looking at your neighbor's lawn. I mean, looking at their car, looking at the girl's hair, how good she does her makeup. Like, stop comparing yourself to the person next to you. And in this business, it is the worst. It is the thief of joy. You will have absolutely zero joy, and you will actually be super unproductive if all you do is scroll through Epic Empire or go and find these top coaches and stare at their pages all day long going, oh, their images are so good. Oh, they're making this such creative challenge groups. How do they do it? Oh my gosh, they must have like this perfect calendar. Don't do it.
Carl talked about that, about like putting your blinders on, because he was kind of referring to people are very upset about this whole you can only be in one MLM. But he flat out said, like, if you're here and you want to be here, I have everything that you need to be successful. And if you just want to half-ass it, then I don't need you. And he said that. He was like, I need coaches that are serious about helping as many people as possible, because there are still hundreds of thousands of people that need health and fitness, and they need better lives. And we haven't even scratched the surface yet. So he's like, if you're here and you're in it to win it, like, let's do this. Otherwise, good luck selling your skincare or your makeup or whatever, you know. He's pretty honest about that. So you just have to do you. And
I love it. And I love, one of the things you'll learn about Carl as you get to know him. I mean, the guy is running $1 billion company. He is flying all over the country for Super Saturdays, and he personally messages me and says, Jana, is everything okay? I heard your flights were canceled. Like, is there anything I can do to keep your chin up, girl? Look for people to encourage. And I'm like, hi. Why are you messaging me? You're on a private jet going from city to city, 3 cities in one day, and running this huge company, yet he still cares about his people. And so I love knowing that my leadership is that kind of person. It's phenomenal. But Lauren, you killed it, girl. Thank you so much. That was some amazing information. All right, Miss Ray. You ready, girl? It's your turn.
I am. I definitely don't know how I'm going to follow those amazing women and what they just had to talk about. But a couple of things that stuck out to me from the DC Super Saturday, to give you a little background, Brent and I have been coaching since like May, July-ish of last year, but really got into it probably closer to like September, October timeframe. And Ruth, 2 things that she really said. She was talking about how it's hard living paycheck to paycheck. It's hard getting up and going to work every day. It's hard, you know, with the possibility of debt destroying her marriage. It's hard, you know, worrying about what her kids may think, you know, in the future. You know, being in this business could possibly be hard, and how, you know, she didn't get the support from some of her friends and her family. She said she actually went to a 4th of July party in the bathroom crying because a friend of hers came to her and said, this is nothing but a gimmick. It's not going to get you anywhere, so on and so forth. Joke is on that friend, by the way. But she said all of that is hard, but only one hard is going to change her life. And that hard was being able to go full force into this business. And the other thing was living for her why every day. Her why was she wanted to be able to take her mother to that first Success Club trip to Cancun. So every single day she got up, she worked with purpose to get her mother on that trip on a real vacation because she raised her family and, you know, everything that they went through. And, you know, I kind of reflect back on that and I'm like, I know that what we have going on is hard. I know the debt is hard. I know getting up and going to work every day is hard. I know leaving my kids at daycare in someone else's hands for 9 hours a day is hard when I want to be home with them, when I want to take care of my family from home. The things that I was born to do, I was born to help people. I was born to be a wife and I was born to be a mother. I'm doing 2 of those things right now full force. And one of those things, like, I feel like I could be doing much more, and that's with my business. I don't feel like I always give my business 100%, but going to that Super Saturday, just a few conversations that I've had this week, especially with Brent, like, I need to be doing more. You know, I told him, I was like, oh, well, our long-term goals is to do this and to do that. And he's like, no, our long-term goal, this is our goal right now. Like, this is what we want right now. And that's choosing your hard. You know, do I want to get up at 4:30 in the morning to make sure I'm at work by 8 and get my workout in and get my kids ready and rush them out the door to take them to daycare for somebody else to spend 9 hours a day with them? Or do I want to be able to get up, be leisure, get my kids ready, take them to the bus stop, take them to school, you know, be able to go do programs and things like that with them? Like, that's what I would rather do. I would rather, you know, sacrifice the sleep or to do any of those things that, you know, that is hard to sacrifice sometimes, but that's what's going to make you successful. And I have to realize that within myself sometimes. And when you hear somebody else saying it, it's like, it resonates a little bit more with you when you're like, I'm constantly hearing people say, choose your hard. And I'm constantly hearing people say, live your why every day. That's what I need to be doing. So hopefully, you know, I'll try to keep it short. Hopefully that'll be what I can start doing. And hopefully that'll be what other people take away. Choose your hard. What do you want to live every day? What is your why? And live for that why every single day. You wake up, you think about your why, and you work for your why every single day. So I'm working on getting to that point right now, and hopefully the next Super Saturday or after Summit, I will have a whole brand new story for you guys. But I'll keep it short, and yeah.
I love it. Thank you, Ray. And it's true, guys. I mean, I hear it all the time with coaches who I do one-on-one calls with or just chit-chatting on PM messages. And they're like, this is so hard. And like, I'm inviting and people are telling me no. And like, it's just frustrating. And it's like, I didn't say this was going to be easy. This is not easy, but you have another hard you could do if you want. And I mean, what I do on a daily basis is, and there's many times where I bang my head on the wall or want to throw my computer out the window or I want to toss my phone out the top of my Jeep, like, screw it all. But you know what? I would much rather make $170,000 a year taking sweaty selfies, inviting people to challenge groups, helping them get results, being on team calls at 10 o'clock at night, wearing my workout clothes all day long, you know, being able to go on my son's field trip when I feel like it. Oh, by the way, having a coach yell at me because they're mad at me, or having a challenger return a challenge pack, or having to hustle 11 o'clock at night to hit Success Club, or having to create a graphic when I'm really bad at it. I would rather that be my hard than getting up at 4 in the morning and going to a bank and working from 9 to 6, telling people people yelling at me for being able to spent too much money and I owe them NSF fees, and being robbed twice. Like, these are all my realities before Beachbody. And not being there for my kids whenever they go on field trips, not being able to just go have lunch with them when I want to, when they're sick with strep throat, not being home with them and having to, you know, hire somebody to come take care of them because I can't take days off, not being able to go on vacation whenever I feel like it. I remember the worst feeling at Wachovia Bank was when I had to say, oh, I took last Christmas off, so you get to take this Christmas off, so I'm going to work through the holidays. That sucked. And my husband's like, I'm government. I can take off whenever I feel like it, right? That was the worst, knowing I had to ask somebody else's permission to go on vacation. Hated that. Drove me bonkers. And now, if I want to go on vacation, I go on vacation and I don't stress about it. And so you got to choose your hard, just like Ray said. And like, any other thing that is worth fighting for, that dream that you have, or that goal that you have for your family financially or for your fitness journey, is not going to be easy. It's going to take work. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take pulling out that tracker and doing those stupid lists that they tell you to do, because that's what gets your business going forward where you want it to go. So does anybody have any questions from any of the points? I took notes on.
Sarah,
Yep.
what is the book that you were talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, that was
Everybody was asking.
What was that life-changing book, Sarah?
That's so funny. Deanna literally just texted me and was like, "Hey, what book did you read?" I listened on Audible to Mastering Your Mean Girl. Hold on, let me grab it really quick. I have the paper copy too.
I think it's Mastering Your Mean Girl Within or something like that.
I have it too. That is an amazing book, and I think everybody on our team should read it.
And
So
it's not
it's
like becoming a mean girl. It's mastering the girl that's
No.
like beating yourself up inside your head.
yeah, your inner mean girl. This is what it looks like. Go on Instagram and follow Melissa Ambrosini. Holy crap, she's amazing. Her Instagram story every day gets me going.
Wait, what's
She's just so positive. Melissa Ambrosini. I'll type it in the chat how to spell it. It's just her first name and last name. But she is super positive. And her website, she has all of these free resources, free graphics. And so I listened to the Audibles, but I went ahead and got the book on Amazon too, because it was like less than $10 or something, because there's places in here where you can write stuff down, and I'm like a total note taker. So it's seriously, guys, it changed my life, like 100%. And I cried when I was listening to it. I get goosebumps every time I listen to it. I was listening to it this morning while I was drinking my coffee, and it was like the best coffee drink ever, because I usually drink coffee with children climbing on me. And I was just like, oh, this is what life is about. This is happiness. This
And you
is
drink
it.
it cold, right?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as
Snapchat
hot
story.
coffee as a teacher.
And y'all,
Nope,
with
never, no matter what mug you get.
with personal development, it's all tailored to what your needs are. And for Sarah, I know that she probably has that inner mean girl beating herself up mentally and with all of her struggles and telling herself that she can't do it. So if that's something that you battle with, then definitely that's your go-to book. But realize when you start like she said, she read her next personal development, she was like, this is not really one I wanted. Make sure you're being productive with your personal development time, that you're working on something that either you're super good at and you want to master it, or something that you really need to hone in on, and because it's really going to affect your journey if you don't attack it quickly. So those are two different areas of personal development. Something you're really good at, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of one thing that I'm really good at. I love making iMovie videos. That's my jam. It makes me happy. It makes me actually work out sometimes because I'm like, I got Body Like a Back Row by Sam Hunt. I want to do a workout to it. So I better go get my workout. Oh, what workout do I want to do? What would look good with this video? So I master that, and sometimes I do personal development in that area to make it better. And then the things that I suck at is organization. And so I'll find different ways to be able to get better at organizing my skill set. Did everybody get a picture of the call? Go ahead and take your picture. Nobody close your eyes or sleep and pick your nose. I love you guys. I needed this. You can unrecord, Nicola.